Welcome to Satisfactory Update 8. My name is Nilaus and I am continuing on my quest to make the best damn designs available in Satisfactory. The overall goal of this series is to create a complete repository of designs for every part of the game so that you can quickly and easily combine them into your own mega factory as you desire. In my previous videos, I covered smelters, foundries, constructors, and assemblers, and check the playlist for all of those specific designs, as well as, of course, the complete starter build as well. In this video, I'll focus on designing and implementing a modular design for refineries that can be used for any refining recipe in the game. If this sounds interesting to you, then consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. That helps a lot with the visibility and also make sure that you stay up to date when the next awesome blueprint drops. Let's dive in. We're starting here at our pyramid base. This is a continually evolving base, and there are so many stories I'd like to tell about how it works, what works, and the compromises I've had to make along the way. But that would be a video in and of itself that I think I'll be doing at a later stage. I'm streaming this base over on Twitch, so consider dropping by or checking out the VODs on my second YouTube channel. This is where we come up with all the good ideas, the bad ideas, and the designs that I'm showcasing here for you. The best nearby location for oil is out by the blue mushroom crater. Here there are 3 pure nodes, 2 normal nodes, and 1 impure node. The impure node was already tapped in the previous episode to get our initial plastic, rubber, and fuel designs going. Out here in the blue crater, when we combine the 2 normal nodes, we get a potential for 4 pipes of 600 crude oil that we can then drag back to our main facility. This is pumped up all the way up to the road level, and then it is brought back on MK2 pipes. From here, it's brought up to the 3rd level. This is going to be dedicated to refinery builds. Like the 1st level is for initial stuff, mainly constructors and smelters. 2nd level is for more advanced builds, basically with assemblers. And the 3rd level is now dedicated mainly for refineries. 4th level will probably be dedicated to manufacturer builds, and then maybe the 5th level could be blender builds. I don't know. Maybe that gets to do something else. We'll see what happens as this game progresses. With the oil brought back, we can start looking at the modular designs. We go to our workshops area in the 1st level, and this is where we can get started on the design. As you can see, we've built up quite an impressive blueprint already, and it just keeps expanding. These are continually being tweaked and tuned, so they are in this constant state of flux. In the videos, I am showing you how to build each of these modules so you can build it on by yourself. I'm also giving early access to download all blueprints and all save games to patron supporters who help support the channel. When Satisfactory Update 8 transitions from experimental to early access, the full repository of all the blueprints created will be made available to everyone. This is a compromise between rewarding the people who support the channel and my desire to make everything readily available. I hope you understand and support this balance I've chosen. If it wasn't for the patron supporters, it would not be possible for me to continue running this channel, so thank you very much to everyone who is able to and chooses to support. So for the design part, we're going to get some refineries in, and we are going to get the maximum number of refineries inbound we can. So I want to just make one in the middle. There we go, that is the middle. And then I want one on either side. They can either be really close or a little bit away. That's good. So this is the basic premise. I'm going to have 3 of these. Now, if I go into my blueprint and then I take my template factory and stamp it on top, which is always like a little bit tricky. There. This is how the template factory is going to look. Then you can see, whoops, you can see all sorts of problems here. For example, here is our walkway. Now, technically, we don't need the walkways, but they are such a nice complement that we'd like to keep them. So that's kind of obstructing a little bit. If we go down, then we do have some room on either side. We're going to get some both liquid and solid inbound. We're going to get liquid and solid outbound. This is inbound. The other one is outbound. So this is problematic. We are also going to have a little bit of a problem on fitting things in. So I present to you my idea for how to do this. Get that out, and then I'm gonna get here, and that will be here and here and here. Now I'm gonna make another one, and that's gonna be rare. So it'll be hanging a little bit out on either side, and then from here we can actually make some inputs. So let's look at the inbounds and outbounds. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to place this one here. It is aligned with this, and it is placed sort of in the middle of the last foundation here that we don't have. Now, obviously, I can't connect these two, but that's okay. I can get this. This is going to be Mark 1. I'll get you over here. Then I can remove you, and then as I place it here, now it rotates in a different way. Then I can, from here to here, as long as I keep the noodle work, the noodle design mode, it won't work for horizontal to vertical, the one I like. Also doesn't work. 2D doesn't work, but noodle works, and it looks pretty good. So that means we can now have a way to get this in and out, the liquids in and out, pretty damn quick. Let's do the same thing for solids as well. We're going to get it up one tile, then we're going to get inbound here. I'm just going to check that we are aligned. We are not. That nudge function is super nice. There we go. And then we can get from this location inbound and inbound here. There we go. Now we have a recent way to get it in and get it out on the other side. And now this has been repeated for all of them. So now we have a connection inbound here. This is the inbound, and the outbound will be on the side. It's very important because this is a modular blueprint that they move the same direction. So if this is inbound, then this has to be outbound, sort of moving in the same direction, because it sort of needs to progress towards the next one. And this will be easy to connect to the next one. So the only thing we're missing at this point is sort of put our shell on top of it. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm sure that we can get it done, and it'll just be, again, this idea of just trying to put it in here. Here we go. This is the template factory put in. There we go. Unfortunately, I had to move the bottom here, but that's not a problem. We can easily reestablish this here whenever we feel like, wherever we feel like it. And it's getting a little bit gloomy. Damn, I can't find what the middle. This is the middle. There. I can put this in everywhere. All we need to do now is get the power lines underneath here to a certain extent, to a certain location that kind of fits, and then it's ready to go. And this is the final module as dawn breaks. And what we have here is we have lights, we have everything. Oh, we also have it down here. There we go. You can see we have lights underneath here. This is part of the standard module. So yeah, they're going to be overlapping a little bit. I don't really mind too much. And we have the lights up here. There was a note here that I've realized. If you, or previously I used the label signs 4 meter, but the label signs 4 meter, they don't work at a distance, but label signs 2 meter, they work at any distance. So for example, you can see the green light over here because I changed it from 4 meters to 3 meters. Likewise over here, this one has been changed, but these ones have not been changed. So if you want lights to be available from all distances, then you use the 2 meter label instead of the 4 meter label. Just a little note, and that makes things a lot easier. So at this point, we take this module, and we have it now in our blueprint. That is here. This generic, beautiful refinery module is all we need. And you could make it also another one with only 2, and then another one with only 1. But the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with 3, and then we'll just, since it is a generic, then we might be a little bit underscaled, a little bit overscaled. If it's underscaled, then we can put in some overclocking. If it's overscaled, then we just can underclock it. So that's kind of how I want to sort of do that. So what we need to do now is, as Dawn is here, move up to level 3 and find a room to build it where we have brought our refinery, our oil upstairs. We are now here at the 3rd floor and ready to start our build. And the first thing we need to do is we have our oil here. I've demarcated the locations where we want to be. I want to make like a simple build. And the reason why I want to make a simple build is because I am, this is a starter thing, and you can make really good plastic, but it requires some diluted fuel, and that means either packaging or you need the blender recipe. And I prefer just waiting for the blender recipe. We can get plenty of plastic for all we need at this point with the recipes we have. So I'm going to take one line of 600 synthetic crude oil, converted into plastic with just the basic recipe that is down here, this one. So that will be 600 in, and outbound it'll be 400 plastic out. So we get 400 plastic out. That's good to have that available. Then I will also get 200 heavy oil residue, so we'll need to do something with that. The other recipe will, the other pipe here will be 600 crude oil again. That will go into making the basic rubber, which will make us 400 rubber, and on top of that 400 heavy oil residue. That means we have a total of 600 oil residue. What are we going to do with the heavy oil residue? We are going to do residual fuel. So we take the 60 heavy oil residue and make it in here to 400 fuel. What we're going to do with the 400 fuel is we are going to feed it into some fuel generators that will go into 33.3 fuel generators and giving us in exactly 5,000 megawatt of power. Glorious. So the idea is that in order for us to make the first recipe, that is, oops, that's not this one. That's this plastic here, just the basic plastic. Then I'm going to have 20 of these machines. The way I'm going to do it is, since there's 3 in a module, that could be 7 modules, but I'm actually going to make 6 modules and then just overscale the last 2 of them. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing for plastic. So as we go in, now we get to the part we've been doing a lot of designs, and it all culminates when we start the actual stamp down work here. Let's make sure that it is located at the right place, as the autosave is starting to take a little bit of time. Where did that go? That went up here. There we go. And let's see, there you go. So it is now perfectly aligned. This is going to be the first one. We are always starting with a starter, and I want to align the starter so that it lines here. So we get the first light panel. You can see the light panels are now a little bit indented into the ceiling. That's because of the height of the refineries here. And then we go over, get the next recipe, and that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Isn't this just absolutely insane? There we go. That is beautiful. There we go. That is now everything we could ever dream of in terms of plastic. We just need to set the recipes here. We need to set those to plastic, and then fly our way through this and just set all the recipes. We have a number of things that we need to do inside. We have just made this with normal pipes, so we can only get 300 as throughput. So that means I need to go inside and change all the pipes. We can just go in, and I'll just show you a little bit of what's going on. Yeah, see, these panels also need to be turned on. These panels here. And let's see, can I do that? Funny how that doesn't work. There. Mark 3, Mark 2. So I just upgrade these. Move all the way down between segments. That is here. I will of course need to connect them, which will be Mark 2, connect, and also up here, connect with the belt. That's good. The belt will not be fast enough for outbounds. Actually, I don't need to connect the inbounds because this is inbound solids. We don't have any inbound solid for this one, but we do have outbound solid, and this will get up to 400. So I need to upgrade it to a Mark 4 belt. I need to upgrade it to a Mark 2 pipe. I need to connect all the, where is it here? This is, connect all the power lines between the modules. Once we've done all of that, then it should be ready to go. I will do all of those things in one big fell swoop, and therefore I will be now making the next one for Robert, just to illustrate how absolutely ridiculously awesome this idea is. I love it, and of course, as usual, these blueprints can be yours, and you really don't need any other blueprints for refineries at this point. I don't imagine that you do. That was already 6 of those, and then I'm going to put that in. So that is going to be the rubber build. Then we go over to the next one. That will be for the heavy oil residue. Heavy oil residue is taking 60 inbound and making 40. Each refinery takes 60 inbound and make 40 out. So since I have 600 inbound, I'm going to get 400, or I'm going to need 10 machines to build it, 10 refineries. There we go. 10 refineries, then that means I could make 3 modules because that's 9, and then just scale up the last one. I can then make this part here, but I don't really need it because I won't have any output. I'll only have the liquid output, so all of this isn't really going to be needed. So we could actually get another module that doesn't have any awesome sinks attached, but I really like this idea of having awesome sinks here. So now we have 600 crude oil becoming plastic, 600 crude oil becoming 600 crude oil becoming 400 plastic, 600 crude oil becoming 400 rubber, and then we get all of this in here as well. Then we need to just connect all the things and let's do that at the whoosh of a whoosh. So here we have now everything has been hooked up. You can see that there are plastic indicators, there's rubber indicators. All we need to do now is connect the pipes, and then everything will work flawlessly, I hope. And we're going to be connecting first is the Mark II pipe. There we go. So we're going to get our Mark II pipe in here, crude oil in. It should be getting up to 600, and that will now be filling up all the way in. Funnily enough, the way it's designed, it will actually start working on the rear one first. Come on, go here, and you can see here that this is pumping at 600 cubic meters per minute, and just pumping all the way down there. Great. Obviously the other one is empty, so let's fix that as well and get another 400 in, or 600 in. This will go through and go out. So on the lower one we have our crude oil going into rubber, and then up here we have our, let's see, heavy oil residue. We don't have anything yet, but we'll get it soon enough. The heavy oil residue merges the 200 from the plastic plus the 400 from the rubber build, and you can see here it's getting up to 600. As soon as we get a little bit of heavy oil residue, it'll be consolidated on this belt. It'll get up to 600, but I can tell you it's going to take forever and ever and ever, because it's just going to take a long time before it gets there. But as we can see, stuff is happening over here by the plastic. Great. What about this yet? Nothing yet though. Oh, there we go. There's a few of them that start working, so at least you start working. You can see the last one is blue because I have scaled that up to double speed, and it is getting in. So now we can see that these will slowly start working as well. They're filling everything up just a little bit. They are ready and idle, and these are coming online slowly as they fill up the pipes down the line. Gradually, hopefully, we will also see a little bit in here, hopefully. And once that happens, then yeah, there we go. So we're getting a little bit out here. As soon as we get a little bit out here, then we'll get started on the conversion to fuel. Once we have the fuel, it is going to go up here. I've consolidated this line with fuel and then brought it up and over, and then made a little pipe here, and that means we can go, and I'm gonna get the vertical. If I do this, then it'll be able to be pushed up here. There's a teeny tiny amount of fuel coming in, very, very little, but it will go up here, and then it's time for us to show that little extra thing I did. I felt that this was not, since it's not part of our modular blueprint, it's just something I built, and here we go. That is 36 fuel power plants, not working at all, obviously. And once 36, it's just the number that fits out here. It's looking absolutely glorious. The rear ones are raised a little bit, and then the front ones are right here on the side. Don't know if I want to cover this or I want to leave it open, but it just means like we can now easily see that level 3 is fuel refinery as well. The one I've done is I've scaled some of them. The last 8 of them, I've scaled them down. They are now down to 100 megawatt, and that the rest of them are working at 100%. That's 150 megawatt, and that will give us exactly the 5,000 megawatt of power that we so desire here in this base. And yeah, that's actually gonna be it. You could see how quick we actually build it, and this is also how quick you can build it if you have these blueprints. And I showed you how to build the blueprints. You want to build it the same way, or if you just want to download it, of course they are available in my blueprint repository. All of these blueprints here, these are the ones that I provide. Also the ones here. The road segments and the lights here, they are very unique to my pyramid base, so I haven't uploaded them to make sure that it's not sort of too confusing. But all of these, and this is all of the one that we did today, but then combine it with the other ones that we've already done, it just makes it just makes a lot of sense, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want access to it, that is through Patreon. So or you can wait until Satisfactory Update 8 goes from experimental mode to early access. Then everyone gets access to all the blueprints that I've been creating over on Twitch and for these YouTube videos. If you want to support the channel, then you will get an early access to the blueprints. So thank you very much, everyone who's supporting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following over on Twitch and joining the Discord as well. Thank you. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care, and as always, stay effective.